At the command center, Bryce has contacted a molecular biologist to do an expedited forensic analysis in hopes of determining what kind of animal left the blood Russell collected just 36 hours ago.
Here we go. Hey, Christina, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for hopping on. Let me ask you, were you able to pull anything from that sample?
Yeah, what you guys gave me were two 15 mil tubes, so it was a decent amount of blood.
What tests were you able to run on this?
What I'd love to do actually is get the DNA out of there and then sequence it so that I could get, a really comprehensive view of what was there. But because of the time constraints, we decided let's run it against known DNA markers. The way that we ran tests ends up being kind of a presence-absence thing, right? If I get a hit, let's just say for the bear family, then I know that I've got some species in that family. I can't tell you exactly what species. That's what sequencing would have told us, right? Exactly what species. The fragment analysis, what we did, tells us at least a species of that family is there. So we screened for all of the known animal families in the Washington region, and we didn't find anything at all.
Wait, so you're saying that there was no detection of large mammals from that sample?
Surprisingly, nothing. We got no hits on that at all.
So let me ask you this, were you able to pull sort of any information from the DNA sample?
I thought, let me just run some of the other stuff that I run kind of on a regular basis for other reasons anyway. So yeah, I ran it against the human markers that we have, and sure enough, I got a hit for human.
Really?
Now, that doesn't mean that this is human blood. Let's just start right there. It just means there's human DNA in this blood.
So just to see if I understand you correctly, you were getting traces of human DNA, although that doesn't mean that it came from a human.
Right. I mean, the reality is that these markers that I used for human, we haven't tested against every known primate.
Wow.
We're primates, right? Humans are primates. And we share 99% of the same DNA as the rest of the primate family. So I can't exclude other primates.
So many researchers think that these creatures could possibly be some sort of maybe a relict hominid.
Known as the relict hominoid theory, some researchers believe that Bigfoot represents a lost branch of the human evolutionary tree, similar to Neanderthals or Denisovans. Some of these missing links, such as the Neanderthal, share 99% of their DNA with humans. If this theory is correct, Bigfoot could possibly share similar genetic markings to other known primates.
Perhaps this is a signal to that.
When we're talking about what distinguishes us as species, and even in an evolutionary sense, we're talking about a relatively small proportion of our DNA that's different.
Hearing Christine explain that those human DNA markers that showed up in the lab results could have been triggered by a primate species whose blood is so close to our own is incredible. To me, this opens up a possibility that that blood sample that we got from Russ could have come from an injured Bigfoot, maybe fighting with another one. And it makes me think that maybe what Russell was tracking was one of those rogue Bigfoots that we've been hearing about. And if so, was this creature competing over territory or perhaps a new mate?
The bottom line here is that what we found is human DNA or evidence of human DNA. We don't know what else is in there. And that's really what the sequencing would tell us.
Well, listen, Christine, I really appreciate your time. I have to go out and meet the team, but in the meantime, would you go ahead and start sequencing this sample? That would be incredible.
No problem.